President Trump is endorsing former Navy SEAL Tim Sheehy for the United States Senate. Trump says Sheehy is a political outsider who is strong on the border, strong on our military and vets, and strong on our Second Amendment. Trump calls Sheehy an American hero and a highly successful businessman who will beat John Tester. Tim Sheehy is the Trump-endorsed conservative who will put America first.
I'm Tim Sheehy, and I approve this message.
So we know the issues, we know about energy, we know about the border, we know Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. We know all that, we get all that, but why do this? Why do this here tonight with Legacy PAC? Because there's a whole lot of people who have the passion to save this country who need help getting off the ground.
The purpose of Legacy PAC is to save America. That's our mission. That's what we really want to do because America is worth saving.
I am by trade, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Okay, so this is my first run in politics. We need more conservative Republicans standing up and fighting for the Constitution.
We're an America First PAC, and we want to promote and help our up-and-coming candidates, and we're going to be holding the line for President Trump.
I joined the Army at 17 years old. My first day at my first unit, which was 25th Infantry, was September 10th, 2001. So the next day was 9/11. And I spent about a total of a decade between Iraq and Afghanistan in country. So my country means everything to me. When I realized that if people like myself who don't want to be politicians don't start stepping up and taking these seats, that nothing's going to change, then I said, okay, I'll do it.
Who deserves to lead the people of this country more than those who serve this country? So I'm behind every one of them. So let's make sure we get more veterans into power. I'm all for it.
Remember why you're involved. We have to make sure people remain humble and not engage in self-glorification. You are here for one reason, and that is to save the country. Period, end of story.
And for those candidates who are looking uphill and wondering how, keep your head down, focus on the target, and outwork everybody. And I promise you, you're not gonna lose. You're either gonna win on election night or you change the game on election night. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Legacy PAC.
Thank you, Legacy PAC.
Under this administration, they have deliberately opened the border to fundamentally change the fabric of our country.
I'm Jared Craig with Legacy PAC. We are here at Eagle Pass, Texas, to bring attention to the border crisis, to educate the voters, the citizens of the United States, and the candidates running for federal office, the importance of a secure border.
And at Legacy PAC, we want to bring candidates here to the border to see it firsthand, because there is nothing like being here seeing this. We saw women and children climbing over barbed wire. There is no reason why we cannot secure this border. There is no reason to keep this open. This is not humane. So we need to get Victor and all these other good America First candidates into office.
We at Legacy PAC depend on your donation and support to support these projects. And we can't do it without you. So please go on to legacypac.org and show your support.
Hey, it's Kevin Sorbo here. I'm filming a documentary in Israel right now, but I was just in Texas last week and I was speaking with President Trump. And I just want to let you all know that President Trump does love our veterans, so please support our veterans and visit VFAF.org. That's VFAF.org. God bless. Thank you.
Hi, Veterans for America First. Kellyanne Conway. folks, it's John Rich here, Veterans for Trump, incredible organization. We love our vets. Without men and women willing to sacrifice and die if necessary for our country, we wouldn't have a country. We all know that. Much respect and much love. God bless you.
Thank you so much. That is wonderful. And thanks for all you guys do. You're amazing. It's wonderful to be a part of this Veterans for Trump family. So keep staying strong. We have a country to save.
I'm Lieutenant General Michael T. Flynn, and I am Veterans for Trump.
And Stan, where's Stan? Stan is with Veterans for Trump.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you all. We're honored. I know there are so many organizations represented here today.
And thank you so much to Stan Fitzgerald. Where is he? There he is. Thank you so much. You are a great patriot. Thank you both. Thank you both for helping out. You're so supportive, not only for people like me, President Trump, and for America First and MAGA. So God bless you. Thank you.
You're sitting here too much. But you're going to do very well. And I just had somebody write down, first of all, James and Sarah Pritchard, thank you very much. Yes. Great job. Thank you. We appreciate all the help. Stanley and Donna Fitzgerald.
Right here, sir.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great that you're with us. Mike Acton.
Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for Trump, and I'm here with Tim Sheehy, who is going to be the next senator from Montana. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing okay so far. It's a good day. Tim, can you tell us, please, a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. So I went to the Naval Academy in Annapolis, commissioned into the Navy as a Navy SEAL officer. My wife, I met her at Annapolis. She became a Marine Corps officer. And we both served during the war, between the two of us, several deployments, Iraq, Afghanistan, South America, all over the world. She served with the Combat Engineer Battalion with the Marines in southeastern Afghanistan. So did her share of work, mainly doing route clearance, and that's what combat engineers were doing during most of that part of the war. Obviously, as a SEAL, did all kinds of stuff from capture, kill, hostage rescue, undersea operations, counter drug in South America. It had a short but awesome career. I got wounded a couple of times and injured, so eventually was discharged after 5 deployments, and loved the work. It was an honor leading Americans all over the world. But God intervened and said, hey, you're done and time to move on. So my wife and I both got out. She stayed in the reserves. And we decided to start a company from scratch, all veteran founding team. And I'm really proud to say we've created about 400 jobs here in the last 9 years. We created an aerial firefighting company from scratch. You can actually hear the planes in the background now. That's all the background noise. And what we did was take some of the technology we'd used during the war to support our ground teams, the aerial, infrared, imaging, the precision, close air support guidance systems, and we adapted that to the fight against wildfires, because really how we were fighting wildfires in America hadn't changed in decades. And I saw all the tools that we'd used overseas, and I could no longer serve in the military anymore. But, it's embedded in all of us who served, as you know. We want to keep contributing to the betterment of the nation. We want to keep helping others and putting a mission before self. And what I saw out here out west was a continuing war against wildfires, communities getting wiped off the map every year, and a government that was just not innovating, not adapting, not serving its people. So we've been privileged to grow this company from 2 people in a barn 9.5 years ago to hundreds of folks now. Again, an all veteran founding team, and it's been a great journey. And, to be honest, I really don't want to go back into government. I love running my business. I love living on a ranch here in Montana. But after watching the utter disaster that we've seen here these last 3 years with this administration running our nation, watching Afghanistan fall, the sacrifice of me, my wife, so many of my friends who didn't come home, some of them I brought home in boxes, to watch that sacrifice be completely dishonored and disgraced by Biden and his entire administration, and all those who enabled it. I swore that summer of 21 that I was going to get involved and make sure that we booted these people out and brought sanity back to our government. And of course, that was the tipping point for me. But there were so many other things. Watching the abuses of our constitutional rights during COVID, watching just the betrayal of our law enforcement during the BLM Antifa riots and the continued villainization of our men and women in blue, and just the lack of common sense that's been happening in this country. Good, hardworking Americans getting pushed down, in favor of illegal immigrants, and folks getting, being paid to sit on the couch, and we have a labor shortage. So, we can go on and on about all the problems we're having, but it was time to serve again. I was humbled by all the folks in Montana that said, hey, we need someone like you. We need a young, new generation of leaders to help support the president and his new run. And that's why we're here. We're here for service. We're here to serve this country again, and excited to do it.
Well, Tim, you took all my questions away, so you covered everything. But in closing, please give us your thoughts on the weaponization of the DOJ and state prosecutors against President Trump and conservatives across the country. I mean, I have friends of mine here in Georgia that are under indictment basically for speaking.
It's once again, it's an extension of the COVID weaponization of our entire government against our own people. The job of government is to be a government of the people, by the people, for the people. And, I'm a businessman. I have customers, and you know who my ultimate boss is? My customers. My customers are who I work for. They determine whether I'm in business or not. They determine whether I get a paycheck or not. And the customers of our government are the people who elect it and pay the taxes to sustain it. And right now, our customers are not very happy. And what's happened with that DOJ these past few years, what we've seen there is unconscionable. And I'm all about rule of law and order. You do something wrong. If I do something wrong and break the law, I fully expect to be brought in and prosecuted for the crimes I've committed. You will not hear me ever say we should have a double standard. But let's be very clear, there is a double standard. When Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden are allowed to have reams of classified material in their home and nothing happens to them, they get a naughty letter from the FBI saying, well, they shouldn't have done this, but you know what? We're not going to prosecute them. Meanwhile, Trump does the same thing. And he's getting drugged into courtrooms all over the nation, for apparently committing crimes when the rest of these people have walked free, from former generals to former presidents to former secretaries of state. It's unconscionable what's happened, and it's so obvious to all Americans of any political stripe what's been going on. And unfortunately, many on the Democrat side have simply rationalized that, saying, well, it's warranted because we don't like him. And that's the ultimate hypocrisy in a constitutional republic. We are all supposed to be equal under the eyes of the Lord and the eyes of the law. And that's obviously not the case. So we have to fight back against that. And that is why the Senate is so important this cycle, because the U.S. Senate is what approves and screens judicial nominees from the Supreme Court on down. And that body is absolutely critical for us to retake to make sure we root out the rot that exists in our justice system today.
Well, there you have it. And we need fighters like you in the Senate, business owners like you in the Senate. And President Trump has endorsed you. And I must say, you had the shortest Senate race in American history. So we appreciate you taking the time with us, because we're endorsing your campaign as well at Veterans for Trump.
It means a lot. Obviously, staunch supporters of the veteran community. My wife and I, both war fighters. I've been wounded on the field of battle, and we will always do what's right for our veterans. And that starts with common sense policy. That starts with a strong and prosperous nation, because we can't do anything for our veterans if we're not a strong nation.
Tim, thank you, sir. Keep up the good fight. And how can our viewers find your website to help you out?
TimForMT.com. TimForMT.com. Learn more about us. Spread the word. This is a nationally important race. Yes, it's a Montana race, and many people say, well, it's Montana, it's flyover country. What do we care? But they need to care about this race, because this race will determine control of the United States Senate for the next almost decade. So it's very important for Americans to take note of this race, understand what's at stake, learn more about me and my opponent, John Tester, because they need to be informed about this race and its implications.
Tim, thank you, sir. And we'll get this published real soon. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.